Hello geniuses, this is Christy Cook, the creator of the Pillars of Genius method, coming at you from Camp Arbuckle, where we're having our family reunion and we have Jenga tournaments and we have yoga and we have brunches and everything you can imagine. But of course, as usual, I'm also thinking about you guys. And for all of you geniuses, all of my client alumni, there is one thing that has been holding many of you back, and I'm going to solve it for you right now. And that is, a lot of you are having troubles writing your marketing messages. Here's why. It's because if you're having trouble writing them, it's because you don't have your perfect match client dialogue collected yet. And it's so easy to do, and so many of you haven't done that step yet. So I want to walk you through how to do that right now. So remember, your perfect match client dialogue are the words that your perfect match client is thinking when they're thinking about the problem that you uniquely solve with your unique genius. Okay? So basically, those words are the words you need to write any marketing messages. It's like if you're trying to bake a cake, you need flour. You cannot bake a cake without flour. You cannot write your marketing messages without perfect match client dialogue. So you've got to get out there and collect it. Okay? So here's how you're going to do it. First of all, always keep in mind that the one question you're asking, it's very simple. The one question you're asking is, when you first worked with me, when you hired me, what was the problem you were trying to solve? That's the question to ask your perfect match client. Back when you hired me, what was the problem you were trying to solve? Okay, so here's how you're going to do it. I'm going to walk you through the steps. Step number one, you have to decide how you're going to record your calls. How are you going to record the words that your perfect match client spits out of their mouth? Because believe me, you will not be able to write fast enough and you won't remember the exact words. So I like to use Audio Acrobat. That's my favorite. It's very cheap. It's maybe $20 a month. And you can record your phone calls using Audio Acrobat. And you want to record the calls so you can get the words. Number two, decide where you're going to put those words. Literally, where are you going to collect them? So it's fine, if you don't figure that out in advance, you're going to have notes all over the place and pieces of paper and books written in, and it'd be very difficult to collect those words. So I like to use Evernote. I create one Evernote note for each client I speak with, and then I have one note that compiles the best of PMC dialogue. So decide where you're going to collect it. You can also use a Word document, wherever it is that it's one place that you can go get it. Number three, decide who you are going to ask. And I would suggest in the beginning you ask 5 people. So think of 5 perfect match clients you've worked with in the past that you want to interview. All right, so those are your first 3 steps. Next, you're going to write an email template or a script where you can ask those 5 people to help you. And basically what you're asking them is, you can say, listen, I'm doing some research. I want to understand my clients better. Would you allow me to have 15 minutes with you to ask you some questions about the problem you had when you first hired me? That's as simple as that. It's one sentence in an email. And if you have time, if you have any kind of time scheduling device where you can put a link in for them to schedule themselves on your calendar, that's great. If not, no problem. Just say, give me some days and times that will work for you. Simple as that. Then when you get on the phone with those people, with those 5 people that you've asked, you simply ask them, when you first hired me, what was the problem you were trying to solve? And ask it with that level of curiosity. What was the problem you were trying to solve? Ask it with that open-mindedness. Now, they're going to start telling you, well, I had these problems. I couldn't lose 50 pounds. It was driving me crazy. I felt like I was eating emotionally. It was so terrible. Whatever those words are, those are the words you want to grab. That's why you're recording the call. That's why you're taking notes and putting them into Evernote or a Word document. Now, so that's what you want to do with those people. Now, there is one challenge you might have on that phone call. They might give you kind of a surface answer, like, oh, I just needed to be better in my marketing, or some surface answer where they're not really giving you the full digs, right? So that's when you want to start probing. Now, I'm the best at probing. I ask all probing questions. So you want to ask questions like, really? So can you tell me more about that? Or, wow, that's really interesting. Can we dig more into that? Can you kind of give me just the raw and real thoughts that were going on in your head at that time? So I use those words raw and real a lot because those are the words you want to grab. So say to your client that you're speaking with, can you give me kind of just give me the raw goods. Give me the real thoughts you had in your head. So it's perfectly okay to say that. In fact, I would encourage you to say that during those interviews, okay? So that is how you're going to get your perfect match client dialogue. I highly encourage you to get out there, get those 5 people, record those calls, and watch the magic happen with your marketing messages. Okay, geniuses, you're doing awesome. Go for it.